I've seen many videos and many preachings of people, whether Christians or Muslims or Jews or whatever, in some interfaith discussions, and they do some things that I think that are very wrong and they're very destructive. So I'm gonna do a video about interfaith dialogue, what you should do and what you should not do. First thing, what is the point of interfaith dialogue? Well, gain knowledge. That's if you are interested in the world religions, if you are interested in religion, and even if you believe that you're absolutely sure that your religion is true, sometimes it's nice to know what other people think about God or and about the transcendental, um, so that you can even understand your own faith better, right? So, for example, because if you contrast the way they think, the way you think, you can ask, why do I think in this way and not in their way? For example, if you're comparing Christianity and Islam, let's say, in Islam, you know, God is one. It's the first article of faith in Islam. God is not divided in any sense. It's Unitarianism. And in Christianity, there is Trinitarianism. God is three persons, one God in three persons. Now, why should you believe that God is one in three persons? Or why should you believe that He's just one person? And if you ask yourself this question, even if you believe that your religion is true with absolute certainty, you can still learn something about it by answering these questions and knowing why do I believe what I believe instead what other believe. So you can understand your faith and strengthen it. Understand the other faiths to reach the truth, right? So if you are looking at interfaith dialogue to know the truth, you haven't completely decided what is correct yet. And I think that you should not dogmatically assert something before you consider options. So I think this third point is very important. So if you are a religious person, you believe in God, but you don't have that many knowledge about religion, go ahead and search other religions and your own religion. And in the end, like, the point is not if you are with your family's religion or with your country's religion or with the tradition religion. It's the point of being with God's religion. So you have to try to find that. What is God's religion? How is God like? So you should look at the other faiths. So you can have interfaith dialogue to search for the truth, and it should be also something in your head. Even if you believe your religion is true, if someone proves to you that it's not, you must be brave enough to change your mind, and share your faith with others for their belief in the glory of God, right? For their benefit in the glory of God. Now, this point is very important. If you already examined, so if you already gained knowledge, understood your faith and understood the other's faith which is true, and you think, okay, I think that my faith is the truth, and I think that people can benefit a lot from being the person by having the same faith that I do. So I'm gonna share my faith with others, and this is especially important if you are in a missionary religion like Christianity or Islam, where you have the duty to share your faith. Uh, so what's the point of sharing your faith? Well, it's not to win the argument or to show that you're right and the others are wrong. The point of sharing your faith is for the benefit of the people that you are sharing your faith with, because they are going to enjoy the truth with you, and for the glory of God, right? You are spreading God's truth, which glorifies Him, which is also very important. Uh, so keep this in mind. So the point is not to win the argument or show you're better in some way. It's to gain knowledge, understand, learn, and at the end of the day, help others and God. And, well, not help God, glorify God, because not God doesn't need anyone to help Him. Things you should do. Now, what you should do when doing interfaith dialogue: be humble. Okay, so you should not be arrogant and go there and act as though you know everything the other person knows and they cannot teach you anything, because I'm sure they can, and I know that I can learn a lot from people from other faiths. For example, Judaism, let's say I'm a Christian, so Judaism is a religion that can teach me a lot because Jesus was a Jew. The apostles of Jesus were Jews. The Bible was written in a Jewish context, so I have a lot to learn from them. And when I am with my Jewish friends, I always ask many questions and learn a lot from them. Even the language, which is very important, the Hebrew language, I learn bits of it from mainly from people with Jewish tradition. Uh, Now, if you want others to give you a chance, you have to give them a chance. Now, this is a bit hard because I mean, you think your religion is true with absolute certainty, right? But you must get a bit there. You must give others a chance because if everyone dogmatically asserts my religion is true and I don't want to know anything about yours, uh, then no one can change their mind. Now think about this. There is only one truth, so let's maybe all religion are false, but let's suppose that one religion is true. Now, if one religion is true and if all the other people from other religions say they don't change their minds, then we have like billions of people that have uh, dogmatically asserted a lie, and that's very dangerous. So we should give a chance to the others. Even if we think that they're not gonna, I give them a chance, but I don't think that I have examined other religions and I don't think that they have a good case, but I'm still open to it. I mean, if someone would prove to me that I'm wrong, I would change my mind. Because what was the point of maintaining a position if I knew that it was wrong? So I want to know the truth, not to show that I'm right. Um, Now, if you change your position, make sure it's a well-informed decision. Now, this is the other part. So you should give others a chance, but don't just change your mind like for nothing. Because I have seen people doing, especially in Muslim examples, doing the Shahada, like when they convert to Islam, uh, in a very light way. So they go to some session. There's a Muslim speaker there, and they ask him they ask him some questions. He answers very superficial, and then they convert. You should not do that because, and even to Christianity, you should not do that either. Like just convert out of nothing. You should analyze, or you should not do that anytime, because you should go through the evidence and have a well-informed decision. Because if you convert out of nothing, then someone shows you another evidence and you change your religion again and again and again, and you should not do that, because religion is a serious thing. And so if you change your position, make sure it's a well-informed decision. It's okay to change your position, but do it when you are really convinced that you're doing the right thing, not just because someone said it in a way that sounds nice or presented to you, or because someone is very nice and very moral and they have a religion, so you should follow their religion. That should never be your reason to change your religion. You should convert based on um, evidence and argument, and of course spiritual experience as well, but never in a very light way. You should go through the evidence. Treat others with respect and love, right? So when you're discussing, you should give them a chance to talk. You should not interrupt them. Treat them with respect, treat them with love, because they are human beings, your brothers. And always remember what's your purpose. Now remember the purpose here. So, for example, this one is very important. If you want to gain knowledge and understand your own faith, then ask questions and be receptive to answers and to learn. If you want to understand them, then if you want to share your faith, uh, you remember that the person that you're trying to benefit is them, not you, and them and God. So remember what's your purpose. If you're trying to benefit them, don't attack them, don't be disrespectful. Try to and remember that what you're doing is for their benefit. So try to treat them as best as possible. Now, what you should not do: first, be aggressive. Like, I know, so sometimes people go, this and that. Now explain me this and that, in a very aggressive way. Do you think that that person that you're being aggressive to is going to convert to your religion? Even if you're right, they may think, oh, this guy is he's an aggressive guy. He's not, the people that I know from my religion are not like that. So I'm sure nothing good comes from his religion. So you should, because uh, if you are mistreated by someone from a certain religion, you can develop some bad ideas against that religion and some stereotypes that will make you not convert. So you should not do that to others, because they can think bad things about your religion. For example, in the case of Muslims, many people that suffered in 9/11 uh, can would never convert to Islam, let's say, because they were hurt by what happened to them by some people that were claiming to be Muslims. I know that they were not following Islam, but this is just, I just want to show that you associate what people do to you to what they believe in and what their religion is, and that can make you not accept the religion because of that. So use ad hominem arguments. So this is also bad. You say, oh, your people of your religion, they are um, they are terrorists and they are murderers, and you should not do that. I mean, these people, you should never use logical fallacies, but ad hominem arguments are especially harmful. And this brings to another point. Insult figures important to the other person. So let's say that you're talking to a Christian, okay, and you start insulting Jesus. Now, what do you think he's gonna do? He's not gonna like it. And even if well, of course you're not right in insulting Jesus, but but let's suppose that you were right. Even if you were right, he would not like for you to insult Jesus. Suppose you're talking, and you were develop this animosity against any sorry, I don't remember the word, but like this sense of opposition against you instead of a brotherhood. Insult figures important to the other person can also applies to Islam very well. Even if you believe that Muhammad is not a very nice person, you should not call him like murderer or pedophile or things like that. You can be polite in your critique. You can critique figures but not insult them. For example, you can say respecting to, let's say, Moses. You can say, oh, well, I think the law of Moses in the Old Testament was very intolerant and very morally very moral. You can criticize it in a moral way. So, okay, morally objectionable. Now, by saying that, you're not insulting him, you're just disagreeing and offering a critique. You can do that, but don't insult. Don't use insults in these discussions, because you're gonna hurt the other person and they're gonna create this opposition to you and to your religion as well. Now, don't treat others as enemies or opponents, rather than brothers. Okay, so you're talking to these people. You're talking to your Muslim friends, Jewish, Christian, etc., Hindu. So you're not like you're not fighting against them. You're fighting, let's say, against what they believe, in a sense, because you want to show that that's false. But they are not your enemies. They are not your opponents. They are your brothers. Your purpose is to help them. So don't treat them as they are. Don't treat them as symbols of their religion. Treat them as people, as brothers, and your goal is for them to go to your religion, maybe, or you just want to learn and go to their religion. But it doesn't matter what your purpose is. You should always treat them as brothers, not enemies or opponents. And now I'm gonna show you a quote from Jesus. Like, Muslims and Christians follow Jesus, Jews don't follow Jesus, but actually this from Jesus goes back to the New Testament. You can find it in Leviticus chapter 19, verse 18, I think. So some of this. So Jesus says. So someone asks him, of all the commandments, which is the most important? And Jesus says, the most important one, answered Jesus, is this: Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. This is from Exodus. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul and with all your mind and with all your strength. The second is this. Now this is Leviticus 19:18. Love your neighbor as yourself. Okay, there is no commandment greater than this. So this is Jesus, Gospel of Mark chapter 12, verses 29 to 31. So love your neighbor as yourself and love God. So love your neighbor. Remember, you should love your neighbor as yourself. So don't criticize them. Treat them as criticize their beliefs, you can criticize them, but be respectful, treat them as brothers, and love them.